Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Khalil Gibran. Have you ever asked yourself, why is parenting so hard even when I try my best? Have you ever wondered, why does my child trigger emotions I didn't even know I had? And most of all, is it possible that this child came into my life for a deeper reason? Hello dear friends, and welcome back to Son.Mindfulness. Here we gently explore the timeless teachings of Buddhism to help you find clarity, healing, and peace in everyday life. We offer stories, reflections, and meditations to support your journey through change, aging, and the heart's quiet questions. If this is your first time here, we're honored to have you. Please consider subscribing, and if you've walked this path with us before, thank you. Your presence keeps this space alive. Today's topic is tender. It touches many families, maybe even yours. There is a growing sense of disconnection between parents and children. Even with love, something feels distant. Some parents feel guilt, some feel confusion, and many silently wonder, what am I missing? We try parenting books, we try advice, but what if the real answer lies deeper than psychology? What if the key is not more information, but more awareness? In Buddhism, we say karma brings people together, not to punish, but to awaken. So what if your child isn't just here to learn from you, but to help you remember something sacred in yourself? In this video, we will explore what karma really is and isn't, how your child may reflect your deepest truths, why mindful parenting is more powerful than perfect parenting, and how love, when aware, can heal karma across generations. If that speaks to you, please stay with us through the end of the video. You may come to see your child in a new way, and you may finally see yourself with greater kindness. And now, dear friend, let us begin the heart of today's journey. Part 2. Main Body, Karma, Children, and the Spiritual Path of Parenthood. 1. What is karma? The Buddhist view of cause and effect. Have you ever paused and asked, why is my child like this? Not in blame, but in wonder, in stillness, in curiosity. Sometimes the answers are older than this life, older than memory. In Buddhist teachings, we call that karma. Karma is not punishment. Karma is not reward. Karma simply means action, and every action carries a seed. That seed becomes your future. It doesn't matter if the action is big or small. A thought, a word, a glance, all are seeds, and seeds grow into situations, into emotions, into children. The Buddha once said, with our thoughts, we make the world. So what world have we made? Through the way we parent. Karma isn't just what goes around comes around. It's deeper, more intimate. It shapes what kind of parent you become, and what kind of child you receive. Let's make it real. Imagine this story. A wealthy general once ignored his aging father. He gave him riches but no love. Years later, the general had a son. That son was cold, ambitious, unloving. The general wept in silence. Why does my son not care for me? A monk replied, you gave gold to your father, but not your heart. Now gold is what your son values, not you. Do you see? The karma wasn't cruel, it was clear. It mirrored his own past. So now ask yourself gently, have I planted love, or duty, control, or compassion, and what seeds did my own parents plant in me? Understanding karma means we stop blaming, we stop fearing. We begin seeing deeply. Each choice, how you speak, how you scold, how you forgive, echoes across generations. A soft word today may blossom in your grandchild. A cruel word may harden your great-grandchild. Karma is like a river. You can step into it and change its course, but only if you are mindful. So no, karma is not fate. It is responsibility. It is the quiet invitation to begin again, right now. And yes, your child may carry echoes of your past life, but they are also here to help you grow, to reflect your deepest self, to guide you gently toward healing. Now that we understand karma, what happens when karma weaves itself through generations? When it binds parents and children in a shared, sacred pattern? Let us explore that bond in the next section, the hidden connection between parent and child. 2. The hidden connection between parent and child. Have you ever looked into your child's eyes and seen something strangely familiar? Not just their face, not just your own reflection, but something older, something deeper. That feeling is not imagination. It may be karma remembering itself. In Buddhism, we understand that karma doesn't move alone. It flows like water between people, especially between parents and children. We call this shared karma. Not all families are bound by love. Some are bound by wounds. Some are bound by unfinished stories. So what happens when two souls meet again, a parent and a child, to finish something left undone? Let me tell you a story. In ancient China, a nobleman abandoned a poor woman. She was pregnant. He chose wealth over honor. Years later, that same nobleman grew old. He had everything except peace. He could not sleep. He feared death. One day, a young monk arrived. The monk had piercing eyes. He spoke little, but his words carried truth. The nobleman wept in his presence and gave away all his wealth. He didn't know, but the monk was the soul of the child he once abandoned. This is shared karma, returning not for revenge, but for resolution. So ask yourself, what patterns are repeating in your family? What pain keeps returning through your children? Could it be calling you, not to suffer, but to heal? Shared karma often appears through generational trauma, family illnesses, cycles of abuse, or even repeating dreams, fears, or habits. And it's not always dark. Sometimes it's a blessing. Think of Queen Maya, the mother of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. She dreamt of a white elephant entering her side. It was said to be the sign of a holy birth. Her life was brief after his birth, but her karma was to bring light into the world. That was her soul's role. Even in sorrow, she fulfilled something sacred. So again, ask yourself, what is your soul's role in your child's life? What are you here to fulfill for them? And what are they fulfilling for you? Sometimes your child behaves in ways that make no sense. Anger without cause, tears without reason, distance without explanation. Could it be that they are carrying something from you? From your parents? From lifetimes before? We often think parenting begins at birth, but in Buddhist insight, it may have begun centuries ago. The point is not to fear this, but to wake up to it, to see that your child may be your companion across lifetimes. Not just your child, but your mirror, your teacher, maybe even your healer. Now that you see how deep this bond flows, through time, through memory, through karma, it's time to ask, what if our children are not here to learn from us, but to teach us what we forgot? Let us explore that idea next in Children as Karmic Teachers. 3. Children as Karmic Teachers. Have you ever paused and whispered, why is this child testing me so much? Have you ever thought, I didn't act this way with my parents, so where is this coming from? Maybe they aren't testing you. Maybe they are teaching you. In Buddhism, we don't see children as empty slates. We see them as old souls. Souls with their own path, their own karma, their own wisdom. Sometimes they arrive not to learn from us, but to awaken something long forgotten within us. Let me tell you the story of Prince Siddhartha, before he became the Buddha. As a child, Siddhartha did not seek power. He did not crave praise. He often wandered quietly into the gardens. One day his father tried to distract him with dancers and wealth, but Siddhartha saw suffering in a sick man, a corpse, and a monk. He asked, why do people suffer? No one could answer, so he left the palace, not to escape, but to find the answer. For himself, and for all of us. Imagine being his father, wanting him to rule the world, but instead the child leaves to seek truth. That's not failure, that's spiritual awakening. Now ask yourself, has your child ever pushed you to become more patient, to become more present, to question yourself? Children don't always use words. Sometimes they teach through their behavior, their silence, their defiance, their tears. I once met a man named Haruki, a respected Zen teacher in Kyoto. He confessed that his greatest teacher was not a monk, but his autistic son. The child could not speak, could not smile. But when Haruki lost patience, his son turned away. When Haruki was calm, His son leaned close. He said, "My son taught me how to breathe, how to be fully human, how to see without judgment. That is karma unfolding as grace." So what lessons has your child offered you? Did you notice? Or did you resist them? Children teach us how to love with less control, how to listen with less judgment, how to be humble, to accept that we don't know everything. Even a tantrum can be a lesson in letting go. Even distance can be a lesson in release. Sometimes the child you cannot fix is the child sent to fix you, and maybe, just maybe, that's what karma looks like at its most beautiful. But this journey of reflection only deepens, because once you begin to learn from your child, you'll also start to see how they reflect your inner self, your wounds, your shadows, your unloved parts. That is the heart of the next truth. React or reflect. How parenting becomes a mirror. 4. React or reflect. How parenting becomes a mirror. Have you ever caught yourself yelling and then realized you sounded just like your own mother or father? Have you ever scolded your child, then sat in silence wondering, why did I say that? This is not weakness. This is awakening. This is the mirror of parenting. Children reflect what lives inside us, not just our joy, but our pain, not just our values, but our wounds. When you react without thinking, you are not failing as a parent. You are revealing something unhealed in yourself. And that is the first gift of reflection. Buddhism teaches, the mind is the forerunner of all things. So when your mind is clouded, your parenting becomes cloudy too. But when you choose presence, you stop reacting, you start reflecting. Let me share a story. There was a great Japanese general, Takamori. He ruled with honor, but also with a fierce temper. One day, his young daughter spilled tea on an important document. He stood to strike her, his hand trembling with rage. But then she bowed low and whispered, "I'm sorry, father. You always say calm brings clarity. Please, show me clarity now." He froze. Her words were a mirror. And in that moment, he saw his reflection. Not on the paper, but in his child. He sat down and cried. That moment changed him more than any battle, because the war was no longer outside. It was within. Can you think of a moment like that in your life? A moment when your child's reaction showed you something hidden in yourself? Maybe it was a sarcastic word, maybe it was fear in their eyes, maybe it was when they stopped sharing with you. Those are not failures. Those are invitations. To pause, to reflect. Your child is not just watching your words, they are absorbing your energy, your tone, your silence. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "When you plant lettuce and it doesn't grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You check the soil, the sun, the water. So why blame your child for wilting under pressure? Check your soil, check your tone, check your inner weather. Ask yourself, am I reacting out of habit or responding with awareness? Am I trying to control or am I trying to understand?" The more you reflect, the more your child will soften, because they will feel seen, not judged. And slowly, without force, the karma between you begins to shift. Parenting becomes a path of inner work, a journey not of fixing the child, but of healing the parent. And that journey, like all true transformation, begins in the everyday, in small, quiet choices, which leads us gently into the next teaching, mindful parenting, Zen in everyday life. 5. Mindful parenting, Zen in everyday life. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed your child's eyes looking, but not shining? Have you ever felt the ache of presence, knowing you were there in body but not in spirit? That's where mindfulness begins. Not in meditation halls, not in incense and bells, but in the quiet spaces of family life. Mindfulness is not something you do, it's something you bring. Bring it to your child's bedtime. Bring it to your voice. Bring it to the way you listen. Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The most precious gift we can offer anyone is our presence." Are you giving that gift to your child? Presence is not just attention. It is attention without distraction, without judgment, without rushing. It means when your child is speaking, you are not checking your phone. When they cry, you are not solving, you are holding. Mindful parenting means slowing down. It means breathing before you speak. It means noticing your tone, even when you're tired. Especially when you're tired. Let me tell you a story. Zen teacher Ryokan lived in a small hut. One day, a child from the village wandered into his space. He broke a cup, made a mess, and laughed with joy. The villagers expected Ryokan to be angry, but he just smiled. He swept the floor and offered the child another cup, this one made of bamboo. When asked why, he said, "Anger would break more than the cup. But laughter may heal a whole childhood." That is mindfulness, seeing the moment clearly, responding with compassion. So now ask yourself, when was the last time you looked at your child as if you'd never seen them before? When was the last time you sat together in silence without needing to teach, correct, or entertain? Mindfulness turns ordinary moments into sacred ones. A meal becomes a meditation, a walk becomes a lesson in beauty, a hug becomes a healing. And the beautiful truth? You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be aware. To return, again and again. Even if you lost your temper this morning, you can apologize this evening. Even if you missed your child's story today, you can listen tomorrow. Each breath is a doorway back to presence. And through that doorway, you become not just a parent, but a spiritual companion. You and your child grow together, not just in age, but in depth, in compassion, in peace. And through that gentle togetherness, the karma between you transforms. Which brings us now to the heart of it all, the great secret of healing, healing karma through love and letting go. 6. Healing karma through love and letting go. Have you ever tried to fix your child, only to feel more distant afterward? Have you ever held on too tightly and wondered why they pulled away? Sometimes the most powerful healing comes not from holding on, but from letting go. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing fear. It means releasing control. It means allowing love to flow without condition. In Buddhist wisdom, love is not attachment. It is freedom. Freedom for both you and your child to grow. Healing karma isn't about rewriting the past. It's about living the present with tenderness, with awareness, with humility. Let me share a story from the Buddha's own life. There was a mother named Kisa Gotami. Her child died suddenly. She was heartbroken, mad with grief. She ran to the Buddha, begging him to bring the child back. He said, "Find me a mustard seed from a house that has never known sorrow." She searched all day. Every door she knocked on held stories of pain, loss, love lost too soon, and she understood. She let go. Not of her love, but of her illusion of control. That was her healing. That was her liberation. Can you see the wisdom in that story? You don't need to erase your mistakes as a parent. You just need to stop clinging to them. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the shame. Let go of the idea that love means control. Instead, hold space, hold presence, hold compassion. When your child stumbles, be the calm beside their chaos. When they drift, be the lighthouse, not the net. Let love be soft so it doesn't break under pressure. Let it be wide so it doesn't trap your child's becoming. Sometimes healing karma means saying, "I trust you to be you. I forgive myself for not knowing better. I am still learning too." Love like that is rare, but it changes everything. When you stop trying to control karma, you begin to transform it. Gently, patiently, together. So ask yourself now, can I love without needing to shape? Can I guide without needing to grip? And most of all, can I forgive myself so I can love my child with an open heart? Because that is the beginning of real healing. Not just for you, but for generations that follow. And now that we've walked through karma, presence, reflection, and healing, let us return to the essence of it all. The one thing that binds lifetimes, heals hearts, and outlives every mistake. Join me in part 3, conclusion, the greatest karma is love. Part 3, conclusion, the greatest karma is love. If you've made it this far, thank you. Truly, you have walked through the quiet truths of karma, of parenting, of reflection. We began by asking a simple question: are our children our karma? And now, the answer feels deeper than words. Karma did not bring you together to punish you. It brought you together to awaken you. Your child is not just your legacy, they are your lesson. They are your mirror. And most beautifully, they are your companion on the path. You've seen how karma is not fate, it is the fruit of intention, the echo of love, the voice of unspoken stories. You've remembered, parenting is not about being perfect. It's about being present. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be available. Available with your breath, your softness, your understanding. Let me share a simple thought, not Buddhist but deeply spiritual. Your child is not your child. They are life's longing for itself. Khalil Gibran. Can you feel the freedom in those words? Can you imagine loving without gripping, guiding without molding, accepting without needing to correct? Ask yourself today, what kind of presence does my child need from me right now? What kind of love heals karma without saying a word? Maybe it's time to listen more, to hold back judgment, to soften your eyes when they speak. Because when you soften, karma softens too. When you pause before reacting, you stop history from repeating. And when you love with awareness, you turn karma into grace. So the next time your child frustrates you, pause, smile. Karma is not punishing you, it is teaching you. It is asking, can you love deeper this time? Dear reader, thank you for being here. Your presence is a blessing. If this touched you, please subscribe to Son.Mindfulness. Your support helps this space grow. Leave a comment below. What lesson touched your heart most? Have you ever seen karma at work in your family? Let's share wisdom together. Let's walk gently and help each other see. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be joyful and lucky in all things. And above all, may your greatest karma always be love. Thank you.